I remember the first time I came down here in the dark, quite some time ago now, and I wasn't wearing a torch, or didn't have a torch, did I? So I've come fully prepared today. It's just me and Harvey making our way down the alternative lane route back to the crime scene. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, to be honest, but let's see what happens. Anyway, hope you've all had a lovely Christmas. There's obviously going to be a lot of new viewers who are watching this video and wondering, why is there some British bloke walking down a haunted looking lane in the middle of winter? Well, basically this lane leads to a farm track where 3 individuals back in 1995 were found murdered, shot in a Range Rover with a shotgun, also known as the Essex Boys murders or the Rettendon murders. You can find out more information on my channel about that case if you wish to do so. But this lane leads down to where that Range Rover was found. Time now's about 6 p.m. in the evening, about December. And yeah, I've never walked down here in the dark on my own before. So yeah, let's just see what happens. Anyway, when was the last time I came down here? Probably April of this year was the last time that I came to the crime scene. And I haven't been back since, to be honest. I didn't come here in the summer. And this is my first journey back since then. So, Harvey, this way. Come on. Apologies if it's a little bit windy as well. It shouldn't be too bad though. Anyway, going to make our way down to where the Range Rover was discovered back on that snowy day in 1995. Lovely. Thank you very much, Harvey. Work for me to do later. Come on. And yeah, the 2 men who were convicted of those murders have always protested their innocence. The case is still debated today, 26 years later, I believe it is. We had another man who came forward a month after the murders and said that he was the getaway driver, and the police didn't believe him. And then eventually there was a guy who was arrested with a car full of cannabis, and he said that he was the getaway driver that night for 2 individuals who were later convicted of the murders. Hope the farmers don't think I'm poaching their pheasants when I'm coming down here. Probably not the wisest idea, is it? And also, didn't bring me bloody wellies. Ah, Jesus. But I've got a rather fetching head torch, which makes me look like something out of Ghostbusters. So, you know, it's all good. I probably could have done with some gloves as well, actually, but not to worry. I'm actually doing a live stream from here later on tonight, which you'll probably see at 8 o'clock, providing I get there in one piece. But the reason I often come down this lane is because, oh shit, it's not because of that. It's because usually I come this way because this was another exit point or exit route away from the crime scene, which police didn't really take a look at. They were very focused on this first lane that leads out onto a main road. And I've always felt that this lane may have played some part, particularly because it leads up to a pub car park, where a getaway vehicle could have been waiting. But yeah, it's just an idea that I've had ever since I came here. Basically, when I first arrived at this place a couple of years ago, during my first visit, I didn't even realise that this lane existed. Whew. I don't think we've got too much further to go. Why did I think this was a good idea? I mean, look. Excuse me. It's like a bloody haunted wood, isn't it? I'm just getting over the flu as well. Had an awful flu bug just before Christmas, which you can probably tell from my breathing. It's just yeah, been a bit of a bugger to shake, but nothing like a nice walk in a haunted wood to make you feel a little bit better. Come on, you. I think I would be a lot more terrified if I didn't have Harvey with me, even though he is a chocolate Labrador and about as much use in a fight as a flump. It does give you a little bit of comfort that he's nearby to lick someone to death should the worst happen. Anyway, yeah, getting near the end of the lane now. I can see Rettendon Hall. Up in the distance. Now, I know a lot of my viewers from the US will probably think this case isn't anything spectacular, but this was, probably still is, one of the biggest criminal cases, or one of the biggest murder cases that the country has ever seen. They've brought out about 7 films based on the murders, countless books, countless documentaries, and it's, like I say, it's still discussed and debated today who was responsible for those murders. You don't tend to find 3 people shot dead with a shotgun in the UK. It's just not something that happens very often. And I think the fact, combined with the weather that day, there was snow on the ground, it was near Christmas, the lives that those 3 individuals led, makes for like a really fascinating story, to be honest. And it's actually what got me into true crime in the first place. If you want to know where Essex is, it's basically near London. And I think that's why I had a natural interest in this case from the start, really. Because I'm from Essex originally. Yeah, and it's just a case that's really fascinated me. I remember it being on the news when I was really young. Could only have been about, I guess, 9 or 10 at the time, I think, something like that. Right, we're approaching the end of the lane now. This is where the farmer pops out the bushes and asks me what I'm doing. Hopefully not. The things I do, though, for you lot. Do you remember, though? I don't know if many of you remember, but on my original channel, I went down here in the dark with no torch. And I still laugh about this. I moved over to like the side, and there was obviously like a bird in the tree, and it sort of jumped, and I absolutely shit myself. Okay, here we are on the lane leading down to where the Range Rover was discovered. You can see there's a house up there overlooking the crime scene. The Range Rover came in from there, where my light's shining, came down that little track onto here. This has been widened extensively in the years post the murders, so it doesn't look very recognisable at all. But I can assure you, it's definitely the right place. See that tree there? In the crime scene photographs, you can see those trees still present there to this day. And the Range Rover's found around here. Two farmers going to feed their pheasants in the morning. Going to feed their pheasants, they pulled up. There was a Range Rover blocking a gateway, and the farmer got out to tap on the window and ask the occupants to move. He thought they were asleep, but they were actually dead in the vehicle, around about here. Mad. Don't know what's more mad, the case or the fact I'm walking down here with a dog with a blue collar on, a glowing blue collar, and headgear that resembles something out of Ghostbusters. Please keep dogs on loose shit. Harvey! 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 Harvey, come on! Oh, they've put bloody flowers in. I'm going to have to move them. That's going to be my seating position for the live stream. I'll have to move them and then pop them back. But yeah, as you can see there with the torch, I mean, where that tree is there, that's basically where the Range Rover was found. And they'll take you up to the lane. I hope that's not my bloody torch running out of battery. It shouldn't be, should it? It's looking a little bit... Hang on a minute, let's change your settings. Bit of 90s club. There we go. Is that a bit better? We'll have to do. Yeah, it's a bit better. Yeah, so as I say, the Range Rover was around about here. And as I say, this part of the lane is completely different to how it was back in 1995. They've just massively widened it. And when I first visited here a couple of years ago, it was kind of weird. It's almost like unrecognisable in a lot of ways. Really sort of different to how it appears on those crime scene photographs. Right, now we've got to try and avoid Harvey getting run over on the main road, and then go back up here and then walk back down, and then prepare for the live stream. As you can see, there's a property up there. Big, massive mansion, or big, huge, don't know what you'd bloody call it. Is it a mansion? It's big enough, isn't it? A big property called Rettendon Hall, which was obviously a little bit risky for anyone committing this crime. You know, with the headlights of the Range Rover coming down in the dark, it would have been something, it would be very, very similar time to this that it actually happened. When the Range Rover came down here on a Wednesday evening. Today's obviously Thursday. Would have been around this sort of time. December the 6th, 1995, where the Range Rover came down this little part of the lane here off the main road. Headed down there, pulled up to a locked 5-bar gate, and they were killed. But having that house up there looking down round about 6-7 p.m, it's, you know, it's a little bit risky, isn't it? especially with the sound of shotguns going off. But then what I feel also ties into that is the fact that the farm, which is basically the property that I'm on, they have a shooting range and they only shot on a Wednesday. So I believe that ties in with the fact that they've chosen a Wednesday because shooting is common on that day. Shotgun shoots are common on a Wednesday. And the perpetrators have chosen that as a specific day, a specific time period for the shotgun blast to blend in with the normal, everyday Wednesday occurrences. That's why no one's really reported hearing shotgun blasts, because it's common. It was common on a Wednesday. So it didn't stick out. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Right, so here we move up, and you can see there's a main road up here as well. Now this gate wasn't here back in 1995, but it's been put there to obviously deter people driving down. Alright, so let's just make sure Harvey doesn't go out directing traffic. Right, come here, Harvey. Here. And the getaway vehicle basically came in off the main road here. You'll see a car go past it. Harvey, here. The getaway car pulled in here, dropped the gunman off here. One of the gunmen. The other gunman was in the Range Rover with the victims. And the getaway car turned around in here and then came back out onto the main road, turned right, and then ended up going back past the lane to the left, turning up one of the roads a bit further down and waiting for the phone call from one of the individuals to say, come and get us. That's basically the story. And one of the other individuals was supposedly in the Range Rover travelling down this lane with the victims because they were going to look at some sort of field where a drug deal was going to take place or a drug drop was going to happen. That's basically the story put forward by the prosecution. Bloody hell was that? So those birds, isn't it? Come on, Harvey. He's eating some grass. Living the dream. Right, so... And as I've said before to normal viewers, regular viewers of the channel, if you ever visit here, this is probably the most interesting part. Not so much where the Range Rover was discovered, but this lane has remained unchanged. Apart from that gate there, the actual width of it, the layout of this lane, this little section of the lane has remained unchanged since the day that evening that these murders took place. And it's quite interesting to come down here, and I wouldn't say you can picture the Range Rover travelling down here, but it's really the only part of this lane that you get a vibe for how it would have been back in 1995. Should have a little bit of clubland. Ready? There we go. Hope no one's got epilepsy. Right, let's put it back on. Christ, that is dark, isn't it? So yeah, this is basically what I'm seeing. Literally nothing, apart from some weirdo with a bloody blue flashing collar. There we go. It's head torch show. It's the bee's knees. I'm telling you. Anyone doing anything in the dark? I don't know what I wanted to say, dogging, but get a head torch. It's the way forward. Oh dear. Why did I want to say that? Well, it's a lover's. Apparently, this was a lover's lane back in the day for courting couples to, get their rocks off, as it were. But now it's just a farmer's lane that leads to the rest of his grounds. Anyway, let's hope that this massive torch on my head does not draw too much attention later on, because as I say, I've got a live stream coming up this evening at 8 o'clock. So hopefully that all goes to plan. But as I said earlier, when I first came here, I just assumed that we had this little lane here where the Range Rover pulled down, travelled down there towards where that tree is, a bit further forward. But then I never knew that this lane existed. Never knew that that lane existed. And there's no crime scene photographs of this lane, which is a little bit strange. A little bit bizarre. Anyway, let's just take one more trip down to where the Range Rover was parked. Oh, they are quite muddy actually, aren't they? Oh, dear. It's alright, I'll go back to the car and put my boots on in a minute. A bit late for that though, isn't it, really? Bloody muddy. Oh, where's Harvey gone? He's just disappeared. Harvey! He's gone to investigate him. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Come on, this way. Look at him, look. Bloody Sherlock Holmes. So anyway, yeah, where that tree is here, parallel with that would have been where the Range Rover was parked up. And there we go. And they believe that the gunman was waiting the other side of one of these hedgerows. So either this hedgerow here or this one. And I'll show you how you can get into this field before I lose my dog. Harvey! Harvey! What is he doing? Harvey! This way! This way! Liability. Right, so yeah, you can get into this field just up here. There's like a little cut in, which I'll show you quickly before we end this video. Is he following? No, he's gone completely missing. Great. Harvey! I can see his eyes. There he is. Come on! Come on! He's not having it, is he? Come on! See his eyes, and there you go. Demon dog. Come on, this way! Anyway, let's just check the time a minute. Because as I say, I've got a live stream. What is it? 10 to 6? Yeah, 10 to 6. Here he is. Yeah, so I'm going to shoot back to the car now, get prepared for the live stream. And yeah, I'll see you there at 8 o'clock. Don't be expecting a live stream after this video because this has been recorded before the live stream on the Thursday, so. But yeah, just give you a bit more of a look of that little lane there where the Range Rover came from. And then down the lane there. Right. Okay. I'll see you in a little while. Actually, should I keep it running for a bit? I'll keep it running, just back up the lane. Yeah, I've still got 2 hours till the live stream starts, so I'll probably pop back, just charge up my stuff a little bit, and then come back down. Anyway, I'm going to cut it off here, guys. Thanks for joining me for this little trip. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Drop me a comment below. I love you all. Goodbye.